Hey guys, welcome back to the Bat Cave. I know it's been a few weeks and I apologize for that. A lot of things have been going on in my personal life that has made it difficult to make a video for you. So here I am. Over the last week, I've finished my 900-page book, Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. It is the last book in the current series that she has written. It was amazing, but awful at the same time. And not awful in the sense that, like, the book was bad. It was, when I was reading it, I thought it was going to be the last book ever. So, Cassandra Clare started this book series. It started with The Immortal Instruments. The first book came out in 2007, and there were 5 or 6 books in that series. Since then, the book was turned into a box office flop, but was redone when the CW picked it up as a TV series, which was actually really, really good, even though it didn't follow the books as well as I had liked. In my opinion, the series was cut short, but because I thought Queen of Air and Darkness was going to be the last book ever, when I got to the last chapter and there was this, like, cliffhanger in words, I was really upset, because I was like, these characters that I've grown up with for pretty much 12 years now is, like, I want to know what's going to happen with them. Like, there were so many amazing things that happened in this book. There was really good character development and that weren't in the other 2 books of this series. And and then it left off with this giant cliffhanger, and I was like, okay, so what's gonna happen next? Now, unfortunately, I did read that there is going to be at least one more series. The first of the books will be releasing next year. But it is following suit of the second series that she wrote, which means it's going to be a flashback series. So we're not going to get all of the answers from the modern day characters of Julian and Emma, but we are going to go back in time again to kind of clarify what happened in the second season, or the second series. So because the first series that originally came out in 2007, Immortal Instruments, takes place in modern time, where the Clockwork series, the second series that she put out, takes place around the 1800s, like the turn of the century into the 19th century, or the 20th century and the 1900s. And that book was amazing because it gave you a lot of understanding and what happened then, to kind of give you insight to what happened in Immortal Instruments and how, like, everything was connected. You are introduced to characters like Tessa Gray and Jem Carcile, who actually come back in. They're seen a little bit in Immortal Instruments towards the end of the series, and Jem is actually what you consider a silent brother, and Tessa is part warlock, which means she's semi-immortal. So you see them, and then when this series came out, they were more so into it because one of the main characters, Emma, she's actually a Carcile, which means she is related to Jem in that sense. So that was really awesome. Tessa Gray is also married a Herondale, which you see descendants of her in Immortal Instruments with Jace, and in this series you meet Christopher or Kit. So, and he's a Herondale as well, even though he doesn't go by that last name. So that's really cool because it connects things, and then the next series will come out and it'll be a continuation of the Clockwork series. So I'm hoping, there hasn't really been word. There's been predictions that she's going to continue with the modern day time setting. But there is going to be a brief, like, in between. So if you haven't checked out these books yet, there are a total of, there's a lot. Immortal Instruments was about 5 or 6 books. Clockwork series, I believe, was 3 or 4. On this latest series that ended with Queen of Air and Darkness was 3 books. And I believe the next series that is coming out next year is going to be also a 3-book series, which I believe the first one already has a title, but obviously you can visit Cassandra Clare's website and get that information about all the books that she's actually read or written. There are standalone books that give you more in depth on the characters in the books that she's already released, including like Magnus Bane and Alex Lightwood. But that's really cool. So while you're waiting, you can catch up on those books as well. This past Wednesday, I went to go see a band that I have loved since I was 14 years old. Amy Lee came to the Rave / Eagles Club in Milwaukee that was July 17th of this year. And I got to see Evanescence, hence the shirt. It's probably backwards in your view. But yeah, that was completely amazing. It was really, really hot because for those of you who live in the Chicagoland area and or like Milwaukee area, you know that the Rave is not air conditioned. So yeah, and it was like about 100 in there plus bodies. So yeah, it was really hot, but it was so worth it. It was so worth it. It took me 2.5 hours because of like an hour delay between weather and traffic and accidents and things like that. Yeah, I almost doubled my drive. Unfortunately, the opener, I believe it was of Mice and Men, were unable to perform, but I wasn't there for them, so I didn't care. I got to see Amy. I got to see the whole band. It was amazing. She brought out a full piano. She did use her keyboard. It was my teenage dreams come true. I went with a few friends who I met up with in Milwaukee. Like, we drove separately, but yeah, it was awesome. There are pictures on my Facebook page of the concert. I'm so excited. And then I came back to the real world. A little bit of upheaval at work. A lot of upheaval at home. Yeah, so hopefully things will start to get back to normal as we fall into place. So, but I just wanted to let you know what's going on, and that I have a couple videos in mind for the next couple weeks. So stay tuned. Also, I figured out how to create a YouTube channel that isn't connected to my Google account for my phone. So I will be uploading on the new platform. So if you've already subscribed to the original channel, I will upload this video in both, and then in the original account I will link it to the new account, so that way you have all of the information that you need. Well, I've got a couple new books that I will be reading in a couple of days. I have actually a lot of books that I want to read before the school year starts. And I'm really looking forward to having conversations about that as well. So if you have books that you really, really love, I know that I already have a really long list of books that I want to read. I got a few amazing books for my birthdays over the last couple of years that I haven't even read yet, and I'm very disappointed in myself about that because I am an avid reader. Yeah, leave it in the comments below, things that you love to read. I am mainly a historical fiction reader and or fantasy, but if it's a good book, it's a good book. So leave me what you're reading in the comments below. All right. Have a great night, guys. See you next time in the Bat Cave.